What it is, YouTube? It's your boy TheMackmane back again with another video. Got some more exciting news about Dragonball Breakers. Yes, Dragonball The Breakers. The game I mentioned before is kind of like a Dead by Daylight Friday the 13th, but in Dragon Ball Z form, using the enemies like Cell, Boo, and Frieza against normal civilians like Oolong and probably Bulma. There's a character that looks like it could be like a Yamcha clone if he was like a regular civilian. But there's 11 minutes and 18 seconds of a full video here, so we're gonna go ahead and watch this together. And I'm just gonna give my input on how I feel about, what's actually in the game and how closely it is related to the other games. So it should be really exciting. I'm definitely looking forward to the game coming out because I'm going to try it out. But let's go ahead and see what the video has to offer.
Dragonball The Breakers is an online asymmetrical action game about one of the most vicious antagonists from Dragon Ball against 7 ordinary citizens without superpowers. In the game, the vicious antagonist is called a Raider, and the ordinary citizens as survivors. Survivors of this game are from a group of ordinary citizens who do not have superpowers like Goku. Survivors are sucked into a mysterious phenomenon called temporal seam, which is a space where all the times and places are mixed together. What awaits them there is the threatful Raider.
Okay.
The player can choose to play as either a Raider or a survivor.
All right, so you can see what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 survivors. There's only one other game that has 7 survivors like that, and that's Friday the 13th, right? And in Friday the 13th, you know about Jason and his abilities. I'm wondering if it's going to be kind of like open like that, but we'll see more of that. But this is where I'm looking at. It's going towards the direction of that Friday the 13th.
The goal of the Raider is to defeat all survivors.
Okay.
While the goal of the survivors is to escape the battlefield while protecting themselves from a Raider. Survivors can escape from the battlefield by activating the Super Time Machine.
Okay, Super Time Machine.
In order to activate the Super Time Machine, they must protect the startup system, which appears in the middle of the map for a certain amount of time.
She's firing rockets.
If survivors are able to defend the startup system until the activation is complete, the power of the Super Time Machine will fix the temporal seam and allow them to escape from the battlefield. In order for the startup system to appear, survivors must first set the power keys. There is one power key hidden in each area, so the survivors must find and place it in a specific location. The more power keys are set, the less time it will take to defend the startup system. If the startup system is destroyed, survivors will not be able to activate the Super Time Machine.
So unlike Dead by Daylight, when, of course, you do all the gens and you get to open the gates, we're using 5 keys, I'm guessing, to be able to place so that the time machine can work and we only get one time machine out. And if it's destroyed, like you do the car in Friday the 13th, if the car gets destroyed, you can't use it no more and you have to use another method of escape as far as for the car. So, yeah, I kind of see where this is going. Yeah, definitely.
But the game will not be over yet.
Okay, the game is not over.
Beacons will appear on the map to call out the emergency time machine, and each player will have to try escaping.
Okay.
If you succeed in escaping, you will receive bonus points in the game results. However, only one time machine can be called out at a time. Survivors can choose between escaping alone or escaping together with their companions.
Okay, so multiple time machines can be called. Good.
If the Raider destroys the time machine even once, survivors will not be able to call out the time machine again.
Oh, wow.
Also, if you fail to escape within the time limit, the game is over and the Raider wins.
Okay, so it's a time limit and it's auto death, so that's also known, so it's not unlimited. Yeah, let's get to the Raider.
A Raider can win the game by stopping the activation of the Super Time Machine and defeating their survivors before they can escape the temporal seam. If Raiders can defeat all survivors, then it becomes a complete victory. Raider doesn't have to necessarily defeat survivors, but the more he defeats, the higher points are earned. Since decreasing the number of survivors will lead to stopping the activation of the Super Time Machine, take action efficiently.
So he can win
The
no matter
Raider,
what the
with their
form.
overwhelming combat power, has a unique feature which allows it to evolve during the battle. For example, one of the Raiders, Cell, starts as a larva at the beginning of the game and evolves by absorbing survivors and NPC civilians. Each time it evolves, its combat power and skills will change, turning it into an even more threatening enemy for the survivors. The Raider has active and passive skills that make it a threat to survivors. Active skills can be activated at any time. There is a variety of useful skills, such as key detection, which allows one...
Wait, so he just used his power to find a survivor. I just wonder, like, in the grand scheme of things, how hard it's going to be for them to actually do it, or what kind of counter can you use as far as that, you know, to off-put a Raider for coming to get you? Because, I mean, look, being able to get the key blast or flying around, I don't even think you can fly on here yet, but I guess we shall see.
One to see the aura of the survivors, and also other skills to efficiently defeat and fight with them. Passive skills are skills that are always active during the battle and have a continuous effect. There are various skills depending on the Raider, such as ways to accumulate the evolution gauge, and also actions that can be triggered at any time by specific controls. In addition, each Raider has special attacks for each transformation form. Among them, the ultimate special attack, which can be used in the final form, has an incredible power and attack range. Cell's perfect Kamehameha hits everything in a straight line, making it a move that can be used to great effect, especially in attacking the startup system.
Wow, so just think about that. You're fixing the time machine and all of a sudden, boom!
Each time a Raider evolves, it can destroy one area of the map. Once an area is destroyed, it disappears completely, and the range where survivors can move becomes narrower, making
so you can take out the map?
more tense in the latter half of the game.
Wow, so you just lose
In
area
addition,
to run.
destroying an area will not demolish the power keys that have already been installed. But destroying an uninstalled area will reduce the total number of keys installed, which makes the time longer to switch on the startup system. With these various skills, you can gradually drive survivors into a corner.
Oh, he just flew out, so there's no fall damage. Alright, let's get to the survivors, man, because how you get out of
Although the
this?
Raider is overwhelmingly powerful, survivors are not unarmed against this threat. Several countermeasures exist. Survivors can also use active and passive skills.
Okay, skill system.
For example,
I like that.
the skill Saiyan Pod Remote allows you to call up and board a pod that can land anywhere on the map.
Wait, hold up. I know you guys heard that. That was a heartbeat. So it's almost like when the enemy is around or the Raiders are around, you get the heartbeat kind of like Dead by Daylight. You start getting the heartbeat, so you notice they're closer and closer and closer to you. The heartbeat definitely showed up.
However, be careful, because it takes a while to call out the pod, and also you will get damaged when the pod falls on your head. As another example, the skill Change can be used to deceive the Raider's eyes by changing into random objects on the map. However, you need to be careful as well, as it can sometimes turn into something completely unexpected.
He turned into a Hercules statue.
Unless you use these skills to your advantage,
Got a grappling
it
hook?
will be difficult to escape the powerful Raider. Dragon Change is one of the few ways that survivors can use their power against the Raider.
I can turn to Goku?
Survivors can equip up to 3 Transpheres, a sphere that contains the souls of super warriors. Dragon Change can be activated by collecting a certain amount of change power on the field, allowing you to fight with the power of a super warrior for a short time.
Let's go! I can turn into Goku, Piccolo, and Vegeta.
However, the Raider's power is still overwhelming.
So we get Z Warriors,
So
guys.
it is recommended to
We get
use
Z
it
Fighters.
as a temporary countermeasure, or use other skills depending on the situation, such as escaping with the use of flying techniques.
He got her eyes, though.
Transpheres can be set in a spot of level 1, 2, and 3.
Yeah, level 1, 2, and
The
3.
higher the level, the stronger the skill will be. But on the other hand, more change power will be consumed. The form of the Raider that you can fight against is determined by the change level. When you fight, make your decision based on the power balance between you and the opponent.
Oh, so you can fight on
The
equal
timing
footing.
of activating Dragon Change is very important. Whether you want to fight, flee, or go to rescue.
Time out. So you tell me that we could just go to war with the Raider as long as we get like the right power level. We all just jump them and beat them up and kill them and call it a day. That is amazing. That's actually an amazing ability to do.
Get the most
I'm excited
out of this
about that
ability.
one.
Various items can be used on the field,
Oh, I got the juice.
such as a weapon that can be shot directly at the Raider.
We got key
Vehicles
blast
that can move around the field quickly,
Hey.
and a radar that can search for the activation key. Utilize a variety of items and try escaping the battlefield. In addition, there are also Dragon Balls on
We
the
got
field.
Dragon Balls.
If you collect 7 Dragon Balls and offer them on the altar, Shenron will appear, awaiting to make your wish come
Okay,
true.
what kind of wishes?
Survivors can wish to increase the change level by 1 step for all survivors,
Okay.
or maximize their own change level to 4.
I'm going to level 4.
Raising to change level 4 can only be done by wishing to Shenron, and once you power up, your appearance and power will be exactly the same as the Super Warrior for a certain amount of time.
Yo.
The final form of the Raider is a wish to Shenron.
Yeah, him making a wish to
In this
Shenron
case,
as well is also
the Raider
not
can
the
only
greatest.
wish to either level up just 1 transformation form or to recover stamina.
Okay, but they don't get like the bonuses.
It
that
is
we do.
possible to sabotage each other until you get your wish, so don't give up your efforts until the end. In the game, it's possible to increase the chance of victory by cooperating with other survivors. If you are attacked by the Raider, ask
Alright,
other
co-op
survivors
actions.
to come rescue you.
Why the co-op action got to be
If you are
Krillin?
about to be defeated, and until the countdown reaches 0, your companions can mend your wounds until you are fully healed. Don't forget to communicate. The signal feature is one of the communication tools to let other survivors inform each other about their actions, the location of the Raider, the location of items, and many other things.
Okay, so you can mark
Make
stuff.
sure to
That's
use
good.
it efficiently with your companions. Lastly, the defense of the startup system is one of the biggest keys to cooperation. You can use Dragon Change, skills, items, or even directly operate the startup system yourself to shorten the time it takes to complete. You will have to defend the system by using all the countermeasures we have mentioned.
Oh wow, so you basically got to work
Help
together
your friends,
to stop them from doing it.
cooperate
That's
with
good.
each other,
I like that.
and try to break out with as many survivors as possible. Raider versus Survivors.
All right.
Experience the overwhelming power difference in strength and prepare to enjoy the ultimate asymmetrical battle action in Dragon Ball The Breakers.
Release date. 2022. Like, we don't know when that is. Can I get like a fall, summer, spring?
The beta test is confirmed, and go register to be one of the first to play.
All right. Beta
We look
test.
forward to your
Yeah.
participation.
Okay, so first of all, go ahead, and if you're already there, go ahead and register for that. I'm going to register for that. So it's going to be on Saturday where you can actually do this. Woo, this is close. So I definitely want to go ahead and be a part of probably the Sunday one when I have more time to actually go ahead and try it. So that'll be amazing to actually do. But just going over the overall game itself and how I feel about it, it definitely is its own unique game in a sense. I mean, it does take elements from DBD and Friday the 13th, but why not? I mean, those games are so good, and the way they use their elements and their mechanics, that it makes it almost impossible for you not to use them if you're doing like an asymmetrical game where people work together against one killer in order to escape. And that's basically what it is. The Raider is typically the killer, and they're trying to stop you from getting the time machine done or any other thing done that you would normally use to escape. The difference here is you can actually fight the Raider. Like in Dead by Daylight, there's really no efficient way to, you can't kill the killer. You can't stop the killer from ever coming back at all, or combat the killer enough to actually stop them from doing what you need them to do. They still will get there. But in this game, it seems to have that ability for you to actually go ahead and change into a warrior. Like, to be able to change into Goku, let me get to that part, but to be able to change into Goku to fight, or become like a Super Saiyan, or hopefully the Super Saiyans in here, to become that, to stop them from doing everything, that is amazing. That changes the game and makes it feel like almost I want to say more like Xenoverse, like, right? Like a Xenoverse merged with a Dead by Daylight Friday the 13th. And that's just amazing. The Dragon Ball aspect of it is amazing. I do like the item system and things you can do with the item system. I'm curious to see what kind of perks each character gonna have, but right there you saw him throw a key blast, and the numerous techniques and skills and items you can use, like the dragon radar and items to heal the HP. As far as that goes, how that you can see the percentage of everyone when he drunk the drink, just like that he drunk that. Let me go back. He drunk it and it looks like it filled a gauge. I'm not sure if that's his change gauge or his, you know, his gauge for his own health. But it actually tells you still where Cell is in the form as well up top. As you can see, the 2, it says he's in stage 2, which is after the larva stage, which is also scary as I don't know what. Jeez, man, I don't even know what it's like to actually run away from something like that. We have Oolong getting more Dragon Balls. You can give Dragon Balls to other survivors. You both can battle for Shenron. I think the biggest thing in this game is that aspect of it right there. The Dragon Balls, Shenron, and just turning into other fighters being able to fight the Raider. That's actually changes the normal asymmetrical game that we normally get between Killer and Survivor. Other than that, it's still the same game we both know and love. Huge map. I love the way that when you get into another form, you destroy a section of the map no matter what. That makes pressure, like map pressure, on the survivors. Cause keep in mind, there's 7 survivors, right? And at any rate, you're not gonna be able to catch all of them at the same time, especially when the abilities come into play, especially in Dead by Daylight, when you have all the abilities you need to get around the map. As a survivor, it's almost impossible to either find them, locate them, or even hit them sometimes if you don't have the right abilities as a killer. So I do think that them giving the aspect of, hey, we're both fighting back and forth to get these Dragon Balls makes it an amazing game. I'm very excited to try this out when it drops. But we will be getting that beta. Like I said again, you have until the 30th of November to sign up, and it will be for the weekend, but this is between the 2nd and the 5th, as far as like the time frame of it. But this game is definitely going to be amazing. I do love the aspects of the game and where it's panning out to be. But if you want to see more of Dragon Ball Breakers, or any other asymmetrical game, because I do play Dead by Daylight a lot, and I'm always streaming it over at my Twitch channel, TheMackmane. So you can always follow me over there if you want to see more of that Dead by Daylight features. But other than that, man, it just looks beautiful and amazing. I like the aesthetics of the game itself, especially when it comes to repairing the time machine. Like look at the aesthetics of that. Just the time machine itself, it becomes a better time machine the more keys you put on it. As well. So you want to go ahead and get as many keys as possible placed, so that way it's faster for the time machine to go. So you can call out the time machine anywhere, or you can get the other time machine and get the other survivors out of there. Now, the only problem is if he destroys it one time, then it's never coming back. So you never have it coming back. They also have a system for ranking up, as you can see with Oolong, as we just seen him get his medals at the end of the game. You're gonna have that medal system kind of like Dead by Daylight. Hey, where you're a rescuer, your friendship, your survivor, the mission result in a whole, the power key setter. Like, you got all those things. So it's gonna be a great system, I think, for this game. I do believe that they're going in the right direction as far as something different in Dragon Ball. I mean, come on, man, who doesn't love Dragon Ball? Everyone does. I love it. So I'm actually gonna be playing this. I will try out the beta, and I will stream a little bit of that over on my Twitch channel, so be sure to check it out over there. But if you really like this video and want to hear more news about the Breakers or any other game news, just go ahead and hit that subscribe button, and make sure you go ahead and let me know what's your favorite feature in this game down in the comments below, and what you would like to see. What characters would you like to see? What transformations would you like to see? And also, what villains would you like to see participate other than Boo, Cell, and Frieza? Just let me know that down in the comment section. But it's your boy TheMackmane again with some more amazing news. You know what to do. I love you guys. Peace.